Hi everybody, this is Boogest Reviews, and today for Throwback Thursday, I'm going to be reviewing the Toybiz Marvel Legends movie Punisher figure. So before we take a look at Punisher, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, this figure comes with a comic. You get Amazing Spider-Man number 129. I actually already have this issue, so I kept this one on plastic attached to the card back right here. On the back, you get this really nice bio from the Punisher movie, and I really wish more figures would have better bios like this. I feel like the bios on the back of packages now are really short and really don't tell you anything you don't already know. But this is very detailed. You even get a power grid, and I love that Toybiz used to put these on the Marvel Legends. This is very awesome. Here you can see all of the other figures that were in this wave. I still don't have Deadpool. That's the only one from this wave that I don't have now. Up next, the Punisher comes with this really sick base. He stands on it very well. He can actually stand pretty well on his own, but I think he looks really cool on that base. Up next, he comes with a pistol, and this is painted very nicely. There's nice silver dry brushing over top of the black, and that looks very nice. This is the kind of paint detail that I wish Hasbro figures had. You can store his pistol very nicely in the holster there on his right hip. Up next, he comes with this rifle. Again, it's painted very nicely with that nice silver dry brushing. I do wish the legs would have swiveled, but no, they're just cast like that. They can't move or anything. But this still looks very nice. Up next, he comes with a bazooka. He can't hold it very well, but if you play around with it, you can get him holding it in both hands. And finally, he comes with his machine gun, and this is sculpted and painted very nicely. You get some gunmetal, silver, and black colors on this. It looks very nice. I want to say that Toybiz reused this from the first Punisher figure, but I'm not 100% sure. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, I think Toybiz did a really good job of capturing Thomas Jane's likeness. You know, this figure is nearly 20 years old, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. I don't expect it to be on the same level as figures nowadays with the face print tech and all that, but I think this is a really good likeness for the time that it was made. I think you can tell who it is, and I think it looks really good. I didn't notice it till I had it up close to the lights on my review station, but he actually has some different skin tones painted over top of his base skin color. You can see that lighter skin color towards the edges of his hair right here, and he has a darker skin tone painted over top of that. He also has a very slight 5 o'clock shadow. I feel like I've seen figures where it has more, but you can just barely tell there on the sides of his face that he has it painted on. But yeah, for the most part, I think this is sculpted really nicely. The hair also looks really good. This is just a really nice looking head sculpt. He has this very nice faux leather jacket. It looks very nice. The only downside is because of the age, it is flaking a little bit. You can see some of it flaking off there on my fingers. But I think it's holding up pretty well. Whoever had this, because this was new in box whenever I got it, took really good care of it. I traded for a Blade figure, and when I opened him, his leather trench coat just deteriorated in my hands. So yeah, whoever had this before me definitely took really good care of it to make sure that it didn't just dry rot in the package. You can see some ammo clips. They're little rubber pieces sewn into the jacket there, a knife. It would have been really cool if that knife would have been removable. You get more ammo clips right there, and some more. I mean, of course, it's the Punisher, so of course he needs some extra ammo. Another knife over here. I think these are supposed to be grenade shells. Yeah, that looks very awesome. The skull logo came out very clean on his chest. I do feel like it should have had some wear to it, because if I remember right, it wasn't this clean in the movie. I might do a little bit of a black wash on this and dirty it up a little bit. He has pouches sculpted on his pants right there. The sculpt work right here is very nice. You can see the stitching there in his pants. That's sculpted really well. Here you can see the straps for the holster here are actually sculpted on his hip. This is kind of just free floating, that way you can move his leg however you need it. And I actually do like that. It looks really good if you have him in a pose like this. It almost looks like it's attached, but then when you want to move the figure, it's not, so that way it's not hindered. He has some really nice sculpted wrinkles down here at the bottom of his pants, and even his boots have some detail to them. They have some silver here on the end and back here on the heel. So yeah, this figure is sculpted and painted very nicely. And he also has some really good sculpt detail underneath this jacket. He actually has his short sleeve t-shirt sculpted on right there. You can see that the skin tone is what it's cast in, and the black is painted over top of it. The black could have been painted just a little bit better, but I will be leaving this on the figure for the most part, so you won't see that. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. His head can look up all the way. His head can look down just a little bit. This is a very stiff joint, and since this is an older figure, I don't want to push it too much and break it. He can move his head side to side. He has shoulders that can move all the way out. These are some very, very nice shoulder joints. He has a swiveled bicep, double jointed elbows that can bend all the way in, swiveled forearm that can move side to side, and swivel fingers that can move up and down. His trigger finger actually moves separately from the rest of his fingers. This side doesn't have that, though. For a figure like Punisher, I feel like he needs trigger fingers on both hands. He has an ab crunch that can move back that far. He can move forward just a little bit. He has a waist swivel, hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. But since these are the old style of hips, you have to swivel them forward and then do that to get him kicking forward. And then to get him kicking back, you have to repeat the same process. And he can only kick back just a little bit. He has double jointed knees that can move all the way back. Swiveled the shin here. Swiveled the ankle that can move up and down very slightly. A very nice ankle rocker and toes that can move up that far. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to his comic counterpart from Hasbro. And as you can tell, the Hasbro figures are a little bit taller than the Toybiz ones. The Toybiz ones are always a little bit smaller than these Hasbro ones. Here he is next to Blade. Here he is next to Daredevil. And finally, there he is next to Spider-Man. So overall, if you still collect Toybiz Marvel Legends like I do, then I would highly recommend picking this up because it is very awesome. Toybiz did a really good job on this figure. I think it looks a lot like Thomas Jane. He also comes with a bunch of accessories. All the weapons, the stand, the comic book. He just comes with everything you could want from Marvel Legend. Plus, I don't think that Hasbro will ever redo this figure. I don't ever see Hasbro redoing this. It would be really nice. I'd really love for Hasbro to take a shot at him, Blade, and Daredevil. But since I don't think that'll ever happen, I think the Toybiz figures are the closest you'll get to that. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.